Love to play guitar or bass, but don't love cables? Well, today I've got a solution for you. It comes from Positive Grid. It is the Spark Link. Welcome back. I'm Tony, and yeah, I know the content has been a little bit slow these days. For the last almost month, I've been dealing with a somewhat disaster in my condo here. The sewage backed up into my place from one of the outside pipes, so we had to have restoration and new floors put in, everything. So this place has been an absolute mess, and I just had to find little cubbies to do my work in. Well, today, right down here, this is actually a good little spot. Maybe I'll use it more. So what is Spark Link? Well, Spark Link is a wireless system for your guitar or bass. And back in the day when I was a teenager, I had, I think it was a Nady system. They used to be really bulky and a pain in the butt to use. The one that I had, you had to actually attach it to your strap, sometimes with tape or whatever. It had dropouts. The signal was never really good, and sometimes I had interference from, I think, radio or something like that. But I abandoned it, and since then I've been going with cables. But I'm now in my 50s, and that was back when I was maybe 14 to 16 years old. Things have gotten better, obviously. And Positive Grid provides great plugins and gear. Yeah, so I've got the Spark. Well, that was my first Spark or Positive Grid product. Love the Spark amp, it works great. And then I got the Spark Mini, which is this one right here. And this one's even better because it has a built-in battery, and I can take that out with me and take it to the beach or the pier, which we're gonna do here in just a little bit to test out this wireless system. Well, now they've got the Spark 2. I actually ordered that. I'll have that in September, so we'll do a review on that when I get it. I got the white one this time. They actually have already sent the battery that I ordered, so that's great. And I also got the Spark Link. I wanted to try going wireless again. Now, I've been using this for about a week, and I love it, man. It's beyond my expectations. What I haven't done is a range test, and like I said, we're gonna take it down to the pier here in just a minute. Let's take a look at the website and tell you about it. Spark Link, plug in, break free. Escape the cable clutter with Spark Link wireless guitar system. Its sleek design, ultra low latency, and 70-foot over 20-meter range ensure a flawless, noiseless experience at home, on stage, and beyond. Just plug in, power on, and play. No complicated setup required. Yeah, it's absolutely true. You take this thing out of the box. It does come with a cable that's got one USB-C on one end and two on the other, so you can plug both of these things in, get them charged up. Once they are, all you got to do is plug it into your guitar, hit the button on it, hold that down until it turns on. It'll be blue until they connect. The black one goes into the guitar and the gold one goes into the amp or into your pedal board or your first effect pedal that's in the chain. Then once you turn on the receiver, the lights will turn green. And once they do, you're ready to go. Well, of course, you got to turn on your amp too. In this case, it's the Spark Mini. Plus, with 4 channels, you can use multiple Spark Links at the same time. What that means is that these have 4 channels. So if you've got 4 of them in the same room, they will automatically pick a channel that is not being used. That's pretty cool. So your whole entire band could go wireless if you choose. Of course, each would have to have their own Spark Link, obviously. With a flexible hinged input plug, Spark Link fits virtually every guitar, performance, or practice situation. Price on this is $129. They have 1-year guarantee on it, online support, 30-day return. So if you get it and you're like, nah, this just isn't for me, you can return it, and they have free shipping. Obviously, this is over $99, so that applies. Has superior sound, 24-bit, 48 kilohertz audio across 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz with no sacrifice in sound quality. Now, I have noticed that there are some wireless systems that are coming out there like, oh, we're 5G wireless or whatever. I mean, is that really necessary? I can go 70 feet with this thing, and it does everything I want it to do. And this is a 2.4G wireless. So, yeah, again, ultra low latency, under 3 milliseconds, up to 70 feet, and 6 hours of pure untethered freedom. Well, I haven't used it for a full 6 hours yet, but I think it's gonna last that long. In fact, let's take it down to a pier that I like to test wireless mics on. It's at least 160 feet, so we'll have at least 70 feet to test this thing out. Let's go check it out. All right, dang it, I forgot it was Wednesday. The lawn care people are out here. Let's see if we can get this actually done before that. This is a pier that I test all my wireless mics and stuff on, just for distance. And this thing is supposed to get up to about 70 feet of distance. This pier is much longer than 70 feet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna walk backwards and play. I've got the amplifier right back there. It's the Positive Grid Spark Mini. And I'm using my Rode Wireless. I just put the second receiver or transmitter over there, and I've got this one on me. So we should be able to hear both. So. All right, well, let's just go ahead and keep backing up there. Try not to fall over, right? I'm not going to get too fancy here. Just going to keep playing just to see how far it goes. It's hard to walk and play at the same time. So one of my thoughts on this is because, oh, you're thinking, well, why would I even need to get that far away from the the receiver and the transmitter? Well, what if you're playing an outdoor event and you want to get off the stage and get out there and jam out with the crowd and that kind of stuff? Well, you could do that. I still hear it. How about? Let's try that again. Do I hear it? I don't know. It's hard to play out here, but I'm sweating balls out here. Wow, okay. I am nearly at the end of the pier, and the wireless Rode microphones barely work that far. So if this thing was able to keep doing that, let's try that again. You might not even be able to hear that, but if this thing was able to still transmit and receive from that distance, I think that's about all you need to know. I think what I've realized from doing this is I'm really not very good at walking and playing at the same time. Not that I'm the best player ever, but. So maybe that's what I need to do is practice my walking and playing, you know, because who knows? I may need to do that sometime. Maybe I should check my guitar before I do something like that. I didn't even have my volume all the way up and everything. It's not even set up how I wanted to do it, but I was kind of in a rush this morning. I wanted to get out of here, you know, and do this test before the lawn people came, you know. They make a lot of noise, but. There you go. Whew, it's hot out there. Yeah, this is the day when our landscaping lawn care people come, and I was trying to escape and at least get out there before they got to the area where I was at. So I did a pretty good job of that. As a matter of fact, they showed up right at the end of it. But in my hurry, I really didn't have time to warm up or practice or anything like that. And after watching that, I really need to bone up on being able to walk and play at the same time. You know, I'm not the best guitarist in the world, but I have a lot of passion for it. I've been playing since I was 12 years old, but there's times where I had like long stretches of time and I didn't play. And for the last couple of years, I've really been diving back into it and doing some writing and stuff. So yeah, I really probably should have warmed up before I did that. But it wasn't really about the playing. It was about how far we could go. And we got really far with that, man, at least 70 feet. So that's great. As far as latency goes, when I started getting closer to the amp and I could hear it again, I was like, maybe a tiny 3 millisecond delay, but it works great. And this guitar, by the way, this was one of those happy finds. It was, I don't know, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning or right before midnight or something. And I happened to check Facebook, and one of the groups I follow, Budget Guitar Universe, was like, dude, they have the Eddie Van Halen, the EVH 5150 with burl top. They have that for sale for half off. I was like, what? I snatched it up. So $650 is all I paid for it. It's normally $12.99. And then there was a little ding that's on it. And I'll show you that more when I actually review this guitar, which I'll do very soon. So I contacted Adorama, and they did give me $50 back. So, I mean, you know, it's not a little ding, as you'll see, but it's worth it. This guitar is fantastic for the price anyways. Let's get right to this. Clearly, the SparkLink works really, really well. And for $129, like I said, I think, you know, I'm in my 50s now, and I was probably 14 to 16 years old when I got that first wireless system, and it was at least 150 bucks. Which in today's money, I think you get the point. So I'm real happy with what we've got here. Yeah, so, you know, whether you're playing inside the house or you're, you know, going out to the beach, I can take this thing out to the beach, leave that on my chair, and go take a little stroll down to the water. See, that's popping in my head. That's probably what we're going to do. By the way, this guitar does have the kill switch and the detune on it, so this is pretty sweet. I have to get used to using that. It's the first time I've ever used a guitar with a kill switch, but it's, I'm digging it. But yeah, the D-tuner, it's a lot of fun, man. You just pull that out and you're right in drop D. And then whoop, and we're right back in standard tuning. I gotta tell you, these little amps, they are pretty great for what you're getting for the cost, but yeah, I dig it. All right, I'm just playing and having fun now, but loving this little system. If you are just tired of your cables and your whatever, you just want to make things easy on yourself and you want some mobility, maybe you want to get out in the crowd and do a little bit of work, this might be for you. 129 bucks. I'll put a link down in the description, and as soon as I get that Spark 2, I will be doing a review here on the channel. I got the white one, and I'm pretty stoked on that. I believe it'll be here in September. Now, if you're into the guitar content, I've got a bunch of it coming. I've got, I think, at least 3 Fireflies that I haven't reviewed yet. I know, I'm like I said, I've just had a lot of stuff going on. Plus, it's summertime, man. I've got the IK Multimedia Tone X1. I just haven't had enough time to really sit down, and I want to make sure I really understand it before I put it here on the channel. So stick around, stay tuned for that. Oh, also, you know, one of the things that I do review here on the channel is the portable solar generators and that kind of stuff, you know, power banks, the big ones. Great if you like to play out and maybe you don't have an amp that you could use battery in. You need to plug it in. These things are fantastic, and you can even hook a solar panel to it and make sure it keeps going. So if you're interested in that, do check out the stuff here on the channel. Most of all, I just really want to thank you for your support here on the channel. It's been around since 2013, but I didn't really include guitar stuff on here until the last couple of years. Really when I had my resurgence, when I went, I am going to get back into this and I'm going to start writing and stuff like that. So, hey, I may not be the best guitarist ever, but I'm progressing, so stick around and join me on my journey. Easiest way to support the channel is if you like what you see, give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there, and a notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. And if you're so inclined, there is a thanks button down there if you want to toss a couple bucks my way. It is not inexpensive to run these channels, so every penny counts, and I just really appreciate it. Either way, the fact that you're here right now is awesome, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.